We are the Rasslin Addicts. I'm Matt. This is Sal. Oh, there we go.
What up?
This is Sal. Yes, welcome. Welcome. Same addicts, new home, and hopefully, you guys are ready because tomorrow night is the night we all been waiting for. It's our Christmas in a way.
It really is. You wake up and it's kind of like, even today, like I woke up and I was like, all right, we have Smackdown, we have Hall of Fame, and then like it's just filled with wrestling the whole weekend. And I love this is the best weekend of the year for me. It is just like nothing compares to this. Nothing.
I agree. I've been, I put a pause on my Attitude Era journey that I've been on. I put a pause on that because I'm like, it's Mania week. I gotta get in. I gotta watch some. I've been skipping all over. I just finished 17 earlier today, which is by
Ooh,
far my favorite, my absolute
yeah.
favorite.
I
Um,
I know a lot of people say 31 for more of a recent one. That's kind of like the top up there, but for me, 17, that's like it's hard to beat that one.
it's the measuring stick. I feel
Yeah. Mhm.
you had so many great matches, but 17 was in 2001. It's 2023, and WrestleMania is now 2 nights. But before we dive into Saturday, real quick, tonight, Friday Night SmackDown, they are doing the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah.
I like this on SmackDown. I think it's better on SmackDown than the pre-show because at least
Yeah.
it's like the time is dedicated to it to where it could get kind of the attention that it needs, and it's not people filing in to where they're running the battle royal and there's maybe 25% of the arena's filled. So
Yeah, I just feel bad kind of for the talent in it because you want to be out there. You want to be at WrestleMania, even if you're on the pre-show. You want to be like at least there'll be some crowd there, but like just to say, you know what? I was at WrestleMania. I performed at a WrestleMania, even if it was a battle royal on a pre-show. But I get why they're doing it on SmackDown. They did it last year. I think it popped a good number for them. So, um, I think it'll be a good showcase match for some people. Maybe someone like Bronson Reed. I know he's in it. I would have him win the whole thing,
yeah.
or maybe a carrying cross.
So for me, I was thinking because this whole and talking about it now compared to before we went live, 7 matches Saturday, 6 matches Sunday, and we're not getting a match that we were supposed to get in Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley.
Mm.
So what I was thinking, it's way out there, but tonight Bobby Lashley and LA Knight are like the last two in the Battle Royal. They both get eliminated at the same time. Beat hit the floor. Bring it back to Luger and Brett at the Rumble. Bring it back to Batista and Cena. And then they're like, oh, who won? Throw them Sunday night WrestleMania, LA Knight versus Bobby Lashley. Get them on the card. Winner's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. Only because it's like, why should Lashley, after the work he's been doing this past year, miss out on a WrestleMania match because of the ongoing Bray Wyatt issues that seem to always be a problem.
Yeah, I I'm still holding out hope for Bray that he maybe makes it and uh he'll be there tonight, or he'll surprise us and maybe we do get a match with him and Bobby. Not that that's what I'm clamoring for or I'm hoping for, but
Yeah.
um I wouldn't mind a Bobby Lashley LA Knight match at Mania. I think both of them should be on it. They deserve to be on it. Um, the only problem is how many losses are you to give? I know LA Knight just beat Rey Mysterio last week, but like you to give him a big loss already, like at Mania with I don't know, but
I know.
yeah, I for me, I'd have somebody like Bronson Reed win it. He's going to be in it, or Karrion Cross. This would be a good launching pad for him because he's just been kind of floundering. It just hasn't been that great for him so far. I mean, had a nice feud with Drew McIntyre and a little one with Ray, but it hasn't been much for him. So I
Yeah, I
would
don't
have
know
one of
why.
them winning. It hasn't been hitting. It just hasn't been hitting right. I don't know why. Everything's perfect. Entrance, and he's got Scarlett, and
Yeah, listen, you got the
it's
girl, you got the entrance, so it's
yeah.
almost like, what's missing, what's not clicking, and
Mm,
hopefully they figure that out soon because connecting with the audience is the hardest problem. But you know what?
yeah.
A win tonight in the Battle Royal could, maybe push things in the right direction.
It can elevate him. It can elevate him. For me, if I had to make a prediction on this one, I would go Bronson Reed because
Um,
he's a monster. He's not totally over with the crowd yet, but he will be.
I would like that. Listen, you know what? Whoever wins, as long as they do something with them, as long as something comes from it,
Right.
because they just keep on. The first one was great. They made a big deal out of it. It was in the middle
Yeah.
of the card.
Hmm.
Cesaro won, threw Big Show over. The trophy was humongous. Now, if
Yeah.
I saw correctly on SmackDown when they were all signing up, the trophy was really short.
I didn't notice. Is it
Oh,
short now?
maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's smaller, maybe it's not. But who
I
cares
would
about
just get rid of the
SmackDown?
whole. I would get rid of the
Yes.
whole trophy thing and just do a number one contenders match for a championship title or so, like do something like that instead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
why
what
does
they
it have
did
to
with
be?
they did that with Naomi though. And she never got her
Yeah.
title shot. That's probably why she walked out. But you know who won't be walking out? Those 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, however many fans are going to be there at WrestleMania because night one is tomorrow night. And now that we got all the nonsense out of the way, let's dive right in to our predictions and what we think is going to happen for night one. So I have the card from
Hmm.
WWE. I'll start with the lower matches and work my way up. We have, I don't know what they're calling this tag team match, but it's Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street
Showcase, yeah.
Profits, the Showcase tag team match.
Hmm.
Does anyone get a title shot?
I guess not because they're
They
not
didn't say
calling
anything, right?
number one. They're not saying it's for a title match, which is stupid. I don't know
Yeah,
why. Like, okay, a showcase match. Well, what's that mean? Showcase
yeah,
of what? I get you showcasing your tag division? Well, you've been doing that all year.
yeah. They're
So,
showcasing their non-existent tag division because, well, for the men it's good because we have Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. I'm gonna
mhm.
throw this one to you first. Who do you got? Who do you think?
Part of me wants to say Braun Strowman and Ricochet. And the reason I say that is they've had like they've had a good year together as a tag team, or maybe not even a year, but half a year because they kind of Braun came back and then he made the flippy comment on Twitter, and then they put him with we put him at Ricochet on purpose, and it's worked out. So I'm gonna go with them, but it's kind of tough because I could see Street Profits too. They're
That's my
baby
pick.
faces, but I'm gonna go with Braun and Ricochet. I gotta go with them. I don't see Alpha Academy winning in it. or Viking Raiders. I don't see them pulling out a victory, but for me, it's between Braun and Ricochet and Street Profits. I'm just gonna go with Braun and Ricochet, just because
Okay.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like they deserve the win more. I guess here it's really a toss up.
I feel like if it was a title match, it would be a little easier to see like who might win. Because at this point, looking at it, it's not going to open the show because we already know what's opening the
No.
show. So this is probably going to be like the mid show, like a mid match. Either way, I'm going with the Street Profits. I just feel like they're the only legit tag team currently that has promise. They're going to break up Alpha Academy eventually. They're going to throw Otis with
Otis.
Otis with Maxine and the models and stuff. And the Viking Raiders for the longest time I wanted them in, Judgment Day. I'm glad I didn't get my wish because it just wasn't working. If Braun, Strowman, and Ricochet were heels, I think they would be a better tag team rather than this, high flying, like all happy stuff. That would be a monster heel tag team. You got the size and strength with Strowman, and you have the agility and the high flying with Ricochet.
I don't know. I don't know if Braun's good as a heel, but I don't know if Ricochet could ever get the crowd against him. I mean, people just he's just a baby face. He's just a baby face. The crowd doesn't want to boo him, especially with all the moves he does and the high flying and stuff like that. I don't know if they'll ever turn him heel. He's just a genuine baby face.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
It's what this should be a really good match. It really should. It should be.
I think so. Yeah.
It might be one of the matches of the night. It could very well be.
All these guys could go in the ring.
Oh yeah,
they all could go. The Viking Raiders, what they do for their size is incredible. So I think that this is going to be a good match. You got
Braun
you're going with Braun and Ricochet. I'm going with the Street Profits. Yeah, and that's a tag team match for night 1. And now we're moving on to a match I'm very excited for. Rey Mysterio versus Dominik Mysterio. I was so at first against Dominik Mysterio. He was a terrible babyface. His gimmick was that he was Rey's kid. And it was horrible. Now he gets one of the biggest reactions anytime he comes out. It's not go away heat. I think it's legit heat to where it's like they don't want him. They're booing him. They're tired of him. And it's Rey Mysterio's going into the Hall of Fame tonight, which I don't want to get off topic. So I'm just going to talk about the Hall of Fame right here. Maybe one of the weakest classes ever.
I think everybody going in deserves it.
Correct.
But
Stacy Keibler, I feel like
but you got Tori Wilson in there. You kind of, you have to have her there too. Yeah. I mean, she, wrestling wise, she wasn't any good, but as a star,
as the Duchess of Dudleyville,
she
goes in automatically.
And, you have Tori Wilson in there, and you have her. Yeah, you got to put Stacy in there, but I'm not. They don't have to sell tickets for it anymore. That's why you don't really need. You don't. You just put it on SmackDown, and it's just part of the end of SmackDown. So
I think it's better that way. It's not like a real. It's not like a real Hall of Fame. It's not like people are voted in. It's whoever they're picking, and a lot of the big names, that's when I think people will come out, like Batista, The Rock, stuff like that. But I don't want to get too into the Hall of Fame. I only mentioned it because I feel like we're going to get an angle tonight with Dom and his dad in the Hall of Fame. And
I think that's the whole reason they're putting Rey in now.
Yeah, because I don't think he's going to retire anytime soon.
Oh,
You
he
know, because
said he
you
said
could have
he's
made
not.
this a retirement match. You could have made this a
Hmm.
retirement match between the both of them, and it wasn't. And you're not going to throw that last minute for
No,
WrestleMania. So
no.
I'm going with ex-con Dom. That's my guy. You know, I want big things for him. That's who I'm rolling with.
this is a toss up for me. I feel like it has to be Dom.
Yeah.
I, but at the same time, I just don't see Ray losing. But I guess I'll gotta go with Dom. I gotta go with Dom. It just you
You're
can't
gonna
take
have
this heat off of him. He'll have nuclear heat walking out of there.
oh,
With a
absolutely.
win, my God, in LA. Oh,
And you're gonna who's inducting Ray? Is it Conan?
I think it might be Conan.
You know Conan's gonna be in Ray's corner because Priest is gonna be in Dom's corner because Priest doesn't have a match. So it's gonna be
Mm,
interesting to see what happens with that. But we both got ex-con Dom. He's the
yes.
man. Big things for him. And now Seth freaking Rollins and Logan Paul. Potential, potential to be match of the night.
Oh, I think it's gonna be. I think it might be match of the whole 2 nights. If I'm being honest, it really might be the match of the whole 2 nights. This is gonna be it. If this does not lives up to everybody's expectations, oh boy. Oh, it is gonna be upset people because people are going crazy over this.
I think it will. It's going to live
I
up
think
to
it
the
will too.
expectations. You know, it's Rollins. He very rarely has a bad WrestleMania
Hmm.
match. He always goes out. Um, so I'm going with Seth freaking Rollins here because Rollins is not losing at Mania and Rollins just isn't losing at Mania. You know,
Hmm.
he doesn't need the win, but he deserves the win. And you can't lose to Logan Paul at Mania and then move on to like the title. So
Yeah,
I'm going with Rollins.
I'm gonna go with Rollins too, only because Logan Paul just made him look like a fool the last 2 weeks, punching,
Yeah,
knocking him out,
yeah,
just leaving him laying on the ground. So you can't follow that up with with Seth losing at
no.
Mania to Logan Paul. And I'm a big fan of Logan Paul. I think uh, inside and outside of the ring, I think he's got it. Whatever it is, he's got it.
I agree. I agree.
Um,
He has that natural charisma that you need in the ring, and
right.
he's one of those very rare situations to where the celebrity can back it up too.
Oh
In the
yeah.
ring, on the mic,
Hmm.
it's great. You know, I want
And
to see more Logan Paul,
me
but
too. I hope they give him
he's
another
taking the L
contract.
here. He's taking the L on his birthday too.
Yeah.
Poor
Hey,
Logan.
he's performing at WrestleMania on his birthday. So,
Yeah.
and from what I hear, he has a very interesting entrance.
Oh. Who
Yeah.
you hearing? Who you hearing these things from? Who you
I
talking to?
you know, Twitter. You just go on Twitter and it's just like it's there.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of Twitter, the next match is Becky, Lita, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions,
Mhm.
versus Becky, Lita, and Trish.
Mhm.
Can't
Don't
forget
forget
Trish.
Trish. You can't forget
Oh my
Trish.
god. Oh my god, Trish Stratus.
Man.
Smoke show. Smoke show. She still got it. Still got
Oh,
it.
she still got it.
Still got it.
Mhm.
Listen, I guarantee you tomorrow night, whatever she's doing, we're gonna be stratified.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I'm
100%
already satisfied.
satisfaction. They're going against Damage Control. And hot take, Damage Control wins due to Trish Stratus turning heel on Becky Lynch.
See, I'm I'm similar to that, but I'm gonna have Becky, Lita, and Trish win, and
Okay.
then you do the Trish heel turn after they win.
And
So
then
they
Lita's like,
win,
oh my God, what?
yeah, and then they just stand in the ring and they're just in shock, and then Trish just walks down the aisle, and it's like, Screw you guys.
Yeah.
Taking away all my spotlight.
I would like, and this is 100% fantasy booking, that Lita and Becky are furious Monday night, right? When Trish turns heel. And Becky demands a match with Trish. And Trish is like, oh, how about I get a partner and I take on the both of you for those tag titles? No one knows who the partner is. We get a Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase Jr. moment to where Becky's like, all right, Trish, where's your partner? Meanwhile, the partner is Lita. Lita turns on Becky.
Wow,
they both Lita and Becky doesn't make sense as tag team champions. Lita and Trish make sense as tag team champions. Get those titles to where you want them, and then have a real, which we're not going to have, which we'll get into on our Night 2 show. Then you'll have a real tag team go against them. I don't know. I'm definitely going off the walls with that one.
I thought you were going to say Trish is going to bring out like Sasha, because that would be, I'll tell you what, you want to elevate that division. That's a good way to do it. You have Sasha and Trish versus Becky and Lita. Ooh.
What do you think is going to happen first? CM Punk returning to AEW or Sasha Banks coming back to WWE? I'm sorry. I don't want to upset the marks out there. Her name's not Sasha. Mercedes Monet.
I would have said CM Punk to AEW a week ago, but now I don't know anymore after his Instagram posts and all that. So I'm going to say Sasha to WWE.
All right. Maybe Sasha Banks shows up Monday night or
maybe
WrestleMania night 1 and 2.
Hey, they're saying they got a lot of surprises.
But before we get to that, the next. Oh, you said Trish, Becky,
yes.
and okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have Damage Control. Now this match, which I think should be the main event, is Kevin and Sami versus the Usos for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. And I like that this is not on the same night as the undisputed Universal Championship match.
Yeah, you couldn't have both of these on the same night. Yeah, to separate them, definitely.
I'm going with Kevin and Sami because these tag titles can't be held by the Usos any longer in a major storyline. At least if Kevin and Sami win, they're more likely to drop the Raw tag titles or Smackdown or whatever. And the rest of the tag team division needs that.
Mm-hmm.
But this has potential to be. So I think Rollins and Logan Paul are going to do a great in-ring match.
Mm-hmm.
I think this tag team match is going to be the best story match of the night. To where it's going to be a lot of drama, a lot of like, oh my God, what's happening? To where, like, to be honest with Logan and Seth's going to recover from a loss.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter to me. But this tag match, I really want to know what's going to happen because it's going to be very interesting.
I hope it's the main event. And a lot of people on Twitter are saying, is this like the biggest tag team match they've ever done at WrestleMania? And I tell you what, it's up there. I mean, WrestleMania 1 with Hogan and T and Orange Dolphin Pie. I mean, that one is, I think, definitely bigger than this one. But
and that was the last time a tag match main evented WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So you do that, and then you put the titles on the line.
That's I would do it. I would main event it because this has been your biggest story all year.
It has been.
You have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who are huge stars for you. The Usos, big stars with the bloodline. But if you don't have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens walk out with those titles, you're gonna have a riot.
Yeah.
And you know what? It might be to the point where it goes the other way. Like it's just like it's not good heat at that point.
Right.
Like I don't know. Like
Right.
if you have Sami and KO lose, I don't even know if it's like it's not the type of heat that you might want. I don't know.
It's
It's
going to be
like
negative
bad
heat.
heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's X-Pac heat. You don't want that.
Yeah. And now's the time you have to do it.
Yeah,
Now's
I
the
agree.
time.
I agree. I agree. So we're both going with Sammy and Kevin.
Yes.
You're going with that too? All right.
Yeah. I don't see the Usos winning here.
Me neither. And I want to move on to the match that people want to main event because it's only fair. Listen, Charlotte and Rhea for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't think the story is there to main event WrestleMania. My opinion.
I think it would have been there if this tag match didn't exist. Like if this bloodline story didn't exist, then this is this is fine main event. It would have been. I wouldn't have any complaints. I still don't. Even if it does, it's like okay. I'm not going to complain too much. But it should
But
be a great
what's
match.
a better closing moment? Rhea Ripley, a heel, holding up the women's championship, or Sammy and Kevin finally breaking the bloodline and getting those
Oh,
tag titles?
it's definitely Sammy and KO.
You
That's going to
know?
be the moment. That's going to be the moment of the night. But I tell you what, Rhea winning the title, it's pretty big too. I mean, I know she's already done it, but it's a different era with Rhea.
Yeah.
She's a bigger star. Last time she won it, it was, she's kind of younger and not totally there. Now she's a big star.
She didn't have her foot in them at that
No,
time. She didn't have
no.
a. This character is. She's technically the leader of Judgment Day, if you think
I,
about it.
I, without
We've
her,
talked.
it's, I don't know what they would do without her. But she feels like a main eventer. That's why I
Yes,
don't,
she is.
you know, I wouldn't be totally opposed to her and Charlotte main eventing.
Yeah.
But I think if everybody had to choose, it would be that tag team match. But
Oh,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
go, yeah, I'm gonna go with Rhea
Same. Me too.
because
I'm
I
going with
don't
Rhea.
just it would make no sense whatsoever having her lose. It
It
just,
it it,
I mean,
it wouldn't.
it wouldn't unless I don't know unless they're gonna have. I I don't even know. For to have Charlotte win, what would be the reasoning?
It would.
Just
Rhea losing would be like when Asuka lost at WrestleMania 34. I think it
oh,
would because Asuka still hasn't recovered from this.
I think she's I think she's starting to now. Now that she has this
Oh,
match with
it's a completely different Asuka now.
yeah.
Absolutely, it's a completely different Asuka.
But if
You
Rhea
know,
loses, I'll just especially
I'll
if
be
it's the
shocked.
main event, I'll be stunned.
Yeah. And now a match that could have main evented because of the star in this match is actually going to open the show,
Hmm.
and that's John Cena versus the future of WWE, Austin Theory, for the United States Championship.
I'll tell you what, this is a tough one
Yeah.
because they could go a few different directions with this. I I'm gonna go with John Cena. I'm gonna go with John Cena. I just think
Why? Why? I want to hear because I have a reason. So, like for me, it could go either way. I have reasons for both winning. I want to hear what you think and
I
like
don't
what should
think
happen.
Austin Theory needs to win. I think just having a match with John Cena in WrestleMania elevates him. I
Okay.
don't think he needs to win it. Now, what you could do is you could have John obviously win on WrestleMania, win the US title, and on Raw, you could have an open challenge match and somebody come and a big surprise, kind of like a Jay White, or like he debuts and you can have him come out, or you like I'm trying to think of somebody else, like maybe like a Bronson Reed
Yeah.
or somebody like that. Have him elevate two people while you have him. So you had him you elevated him with Austin Theory at Mania. Yeah, he beat Austin Theory, but Austin Theory was in a Mania match with Cena, so he's elevated.
Yeah.
And then just have Cena drop the title on Monday and elevate somebody else.
So that's why I'm torn, because I would love Theory to win. Stand over Cena, hold the belts.
I don't think he's
and
ready.
Just solidify that, that he is the future. He's great on the mic, great in the ring, has the look. And I've said this on multiple occasions that, he reminds me of a mix of Orton and Cena. So the fact that we're getting this match, I'm very happy. And it can go either way. Theory beats Cena. Theory's a star. He's a star already, but he's made. He can brag about it forever. Like, look what it did it didn't do much for The Miz because he dropped the belts. When The Miz beat Cena, he lost it, I think, a month later in a cage match or whatever. I don't really remember, but, so long ago. But for Theory, I agree with you, he doesn't need the win because the path he's going on now, everyone forgot about his failed Money in the Bank cash-in.
I didn't even remember until you just mentioned it.
Exactly. So now I'm with you with Cena. Cena wins. You're guaranteed the open challenge on Monday because you're not getting Cena after Monday. It's not happening, and you're not going to put a belt on him either for long term. So you put Cena. Cena wins. He's U.S. champion. Monday night. # Raw after Mania. I agree with you. I don't think we're going to get a Jay White. I think based off of what happens Saturday with the NXT title match, I think we might get Braun Breaker.
Oh.
And then...
Yeah, that's a good one.
You could put Theory and Braun Breaker together, because it's already... It could build from there. Braun could be like, I beat Cena, you didn't. And then, it could go in so many different directions. But
Braun Breaker's a good one. I didn't even think about that. That's a good one. That's if he loses. That's if he loses Saturday.
Braun Breaker's got to get out of NXT. He's got to get out of Full Sail. It's done. Put him on Raw. Put him in front of 10,000 people. Make it special. Do it that way. But this is the only match I'm really confused about, for night one anyway.
There's no concrete answers. I mean, the only one on night one is Rhea. We know Rhea is going to win.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't make sense for Charlotte to win. Why?
I agree.
It just doesn't make sense. I mean, all those other ones, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There's not, Ray and Dom. I don't know who's going to win that. I'm thinking it's going to be Dom.
Yeah.
Just because of that, I imagine the heat he'll get.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
It's so unpredictable, and that's the best part about wrestling is when you can't,
I love it.
You don't know. When everything's predictable, it's just boring. I mean, sometimes predictable is good. Like at the Royal Rumble when they had Rhea and Cody win the Rumbles, it was predictable, but it was good. Sometimes predictable is good. Yeah.
The way they got there was good. So.
Yeah. So it'll be a good night one.
So who are you going with? You going with Cena?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Cena.
I can't. A-Town. I'm going with Austin Theory, baby.
I just like that you have Cena win, and then you go on Raw, and it's like, okay, who's he gonna drop the belt to?
I'll be okay with that. But I'll also be okay if Theory wins.
Oh, I'll be fine if Theory wins. That'd be a huge win for him. That'd be gigantic for him.
Yeah, absolutely. But he gets the rub either way. With a match with Cena at Mania.
Yeah, you can't get anything better than that.
This is Cena's first Mania match since 34.
Yeah, technically, yeah, be what they had that
That's
COVID one.
Firefly
Yeah.
Funhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, like an in-ring match to where it's
Oh,
not,
yeah.
filmed at a
34.
filmed in front of a studio audience, but like it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
And even the
good.
one at
And
34 was short. It was with Taker, and it was like 5 minutes.
I know,
So,
but that's night one, and I'll run through my predictions again. I'm going with the Street Profits, ex-Con Dom, Seth Rollins, Damage Control, Sami and Kevin, Rhea Ripley, and Austin Theory.
there we go.
Those are mine. Run down yours one more time.
I got Rhea. I got Cena. Dom. Becky, Lita, Trish. Braun and Ricochet. Who am I missing?
Rollins and Logan.
I got Rollins. And then that's it,
Sami
right?
and
Oh, yes.
Sami?
And then I got Sami and KO.
All right, cool. Well, bam, that's it for night one. Night two coming up literally in seconds. We'll be there soon. Make sure you tune in. Thanks for watching. Enjoy WrestleMania. Follow us on Twitter. Make sure you like and subscribe. And have a great